Hi everybody, this is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Today is really about the recent ascension symptoms that we are experiencing in relationship to the energy that is coming down. And the energy that is actually coming down is associated with higher energies, which are the type of energies that are associated with the Christ consciousness. I wanted to kind of explain Christ consciousness to you. You know, there's a misunderstanding about this, because if it were understood, more people would be accessing it. We tend to think that when we hear anything, especially in relationship to Christ, I know from myself, that it tends to create this fear within people naturally, because of our past teachings and belief systems that are associated with the life of Jesus Christ. Of course, in the Bible, it talks about Christ's death, the turmoil that he had to experience. And that's something that people tend to pick up most on. When you are a negative individual, or any time that you are reading anything, or being told something, observing something, we often naturally pick up on the negativity. It's just natural in the human experience. So regardless if it is this Christ consciousness or an everyday experience out in the world, if there's anything bad, 9 out of 10 times you're going to remember that bad memory that's associated with everything that took place, regardless if there's anything beautiful about that experience. Your mind will remind you only of the bad parts, which will either keep you away from that experience again, keep you away from the people who were associated with that experience, make you more bitter, etc. All because of how we have been trained to pick up on things. It's more easier for the human mind to pick up on negativity. It's just easier. It doesn't require thinking. It doesn't require your heart. It doesn't require your soul. So Christ consciousness is this energy, this light that, although it has the capability to completely transform you, this is that death and rebirth process, it's not going to be the eternal death that's written in the Bible. You don't experience that true death in the ground until it's just time for you to go. But to be reborn within the spirit, transformed, the death part of this is a part of that transformation. It's a part of letting go of every idea, your own mind. This is written in the Bible. You must be transformed within the mind. Your mind has to begin to think differently. And that thinking process becomes a little painful, because now you are trying to let go of everything that you have been trained to believe, brainwashed to believe was true. Brainwashed to believe was you. To have Christ consciousness isn't the same for every individual. It's the pureness of who you are supposed to be in the light of Christ. You, who you are supposed to be within that light of Christ. Because we have our own higher self, yet that higher self is still that Christ consciousness. It's still the light of Jesus Christ. We are only one when we use both simultaneously, when we have connected spirit to spirit. His essence, His purity, allows us to exist peacefully. But the process, again, becomes painful because of the ego, because of our past pain, and everything that is associated with our pain will have a physical symptom. It's the purging and the cleansing process of removing the old self in order to gain access to your true self. Christ consciousness is highest of awareness. So in order to access this type of awareness, a part of you must die, or all of you must die, depending on the type of individual that you have been. And I know for myself, I have hopped from person to person to person to person all of my life. You know, and that's why sometimes I hear, well, I never know who you are, Christy. I don't know who you're going to be today. I have heard that. I don't know if this person that you are being right now is true. Well, you should be able to tell. I am strong in this person. I don't have to cover up this person. This person is consistent. This person doesn't need an outside source to allow me to be, because I have taken in my true source. I don't need alcohol. I don't need drugs. I don't need to cover up in any other way. I am free to be me. That's how you know it is true. I don't have fear. I don't have limitations. I don't have control of others in my life. I don't judge. I feel empowered. I feel alive. I feel love. So, I hope that kind of helps a little bit about the idea of Christ consciousness. It really is, to get to this level takes a lot of elimination. And the energies that are coming down are doing just that. We are experiencing tons of crown pressure. I like to compare it to your eyeballs feeling like they're being squeezed out of your skull. Sometimes the pressure can get so tense. It feels like that. And also that's why For myself, I feel as if I'm having tons of mucus, just kind of like purging out of my eyes, in my sinuses, sometimes a little bit of throat clearing. And it hasn't been as painful as it has been in the last month, but it is still present, and mine usually takes place at night. I experience growing pains, mostly in my lower limbs, but it kind of was radiating in my entire body last night. I have been very irritable, but experiencing tons of energy. I have heard that others are at peace, but very fatigued. So there is no consistency between individual and individual, especially within the same household. If you have people in the household, you guys can be flipping and flopping with how you are feeling in the pain level or at peace, irritability. It can fluctuate. And you have to keep in mind, we are individuals. We carry individual pain. We have carried individual limitations, and we hold a different purpose. So although we are doing the same thing, purging, regardless of what it is, we're all purging. We are attempting to ascend. Some are receiving because of the understanding. Some are getting stuck. Some never know anything about it. Some are falling for their pain more than others and can't get out of that hump and never get beyond where they are until it is time for them to ascend higher, because now they have learned a lesson within this purging process. If you don't understand your purging and what is it's associated with, and what are you actually learning to let go of, there's a difficulty in your ascension process. There is still a lesson regardless of receiving this light. And that's why being so mindful and being more aware of your emotions and how you are feeling every day and your experiences in association with what's coming in. So getting in tune more with, if you don't have an inner intuition that is your guidance system, it's important to surround yourself with people who can help you along your journey. That's how you gain awareness. That's how you are learning. That's how you can step up your game and live within that Christ consciousness. And lower back pain is also associated with this symptom. I think my feet, I have really been feeling as if I am walking on a bed of cloud every step that I have been taking. But yesterday was the first time that I had a little bit of pain, discomfort, not like I used to a long time ago when I was walking on pins and needles in broken glass. But it was present. It was noticeable, but not to the point where it took away from me. That is the sense of giving us more grounding to this earth, to this plane. And that weight gain or weight loss can be possible throughout this next month here. I want you to be more aware of that. Whatever our purpose is associated with it, we need more light. The light has to really get into us, and it tends to kind of like get you that bloating sensation. And that's another symptom. Extreme bloat will fluctuate, and this is regardless of what you are eating, okay? Regardless. You can take a few bites and become extremely bloated. It's just a part of this. Drinking more water is essential throughout this process, or any time, all the time. Water helps energy flow. Being disconnected or feeling out of body, and I'm not talking about out of body experience where you are actually more aware of what's taking place outside of you. I am talking about feeling disconnected out of body, like I am here but I'm not, kind of like in that zombie state. Tons of brain fog. When our crown is being more stimulated, we're receiving light into the crown. This, of course, is where Christconsciousness is coming into and penetrating into our pineal gland, pituitary gland, and activating more light. We are going to have that intense discomfort here of brain fog, memory loss, inability to get our words out correctly. Of course, if you're having that head pressure, you may have a slight headache. This morning, I do have top ground pressure. It's not really bothersome. Again, it's noticeable. I feel really great today. Other than that, right now, a little bit of a discomfort in my lower back, but not as bad as it was yesterday. And I seem to be more focused as of now. And it's important to remember it can shift throughout the day, because the energy is coming in at a time, and it's moving through us for a time, and wherever it is during that time frame, it's going to have a different association. So I hope that this helps. I'm about to make another video about the message that I received last night, and a couple of things came into my awareness today as a result of that. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that this video helps you all. The more that you can, especially during high energy times, especially this weekend, the more that you can create stillness for longer periods of time or more frequently, the more that you can create more calmness and more peace and more flow within you. You know, the times that we create that stillness or meditate, whatever you want to call it, you're truly connected. You're in that complete surrender and receiving mode. Of course, you need to try to empty your mind as best as you can in order to receive insight or flow into your life. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.